Factsverse presents A Boy is Deemed a Hero After Seeing a Strange Shape in the Road. Many kids dream of being a hero. They see superheroes on television and movies, and they would love to do the heroic things that superheroes do. Some kids dream of standing up to a school bully or helping to save a lost dog. Very few kids ever get to live out their fantasy of being a hero, but Jerald, he did get his chance. Jerald was your average 11-year-old boy. He went to school, he did his homework, and on most Sundays he watched his favorite football team, the Green Bay Packers, cheering them on for a victory. His only responsibilities at home were to keep his grades up and to do his chores. He never expected his life to change when he took the bus home from school one day. Jerald got on the bus after school in November and he saw something out the bus window. He looked closer and squinted, trying to get a better look at the scene before him. The guardrail was smashed as if a car had driven through it. He saw machinery scattered on the road by the guardrail. In a field down below, he saw a figure. He thought it might have been a deer, but he wasn't sure. Jerald knew the scene on the side of the road just wasn't right, so he ran down the aisle to tell the bus driver what he had seen. He told the bus driver, and the driver admitted that the scene was out of the ordinary and he refused to stop the bus. He had plenty of kids to drop off still, and he didn't have the time to pull over just to check on an injured deer. Well, Brandy is Jerald's mom, and each day when Jerald got home from school, he'd grab a snack and sit down in front of the TV for a while. Well, on this day, something was off with Brandy's son. He was nervous and upset. He tried to tell his mom what he had seen while fighting back tears. He feared the worst, and Brandy was worried about her son. Brandy knew that her son wasn't the type to make things up, though. As he was telling his story, he became very emotional, which convinced Brandy even more so that her son really had seen something on the road. She decided to take his word for it, and the two got into her car and drove back to the site. Jerald knew exactly where to go. On the way to the site, Jerald began questioning himself, and he wasn't sure if what he saw was anything at all, but he knew that he couldn't just sit home and do nothing. Finally, they made it to the site. Brandy parked the car and the two looked down toward the ditch. They walked down from the road toward the ditch and Brandy saw the remains of a motorcycle. She was sure somebody didn't leave a motorcycle behind. Like Jerald, she knew right away something was wrong. As Brandy scanned the scene, she stopped when she saw someone lying in the dirt. It was the person who had been riding the motorcycle. He still had his helmet on, but he wasn't moving. Brandy didn't want her son to see this motorcyclist, but it was too late. So he grabbed Brandy's phone and dialed 911. When the paramedics arrived, they treated the man quickly. He was barely breathing. They were able to identify him as Billy McMahon, and according to the doctors, had Jerald and Brandy not gone to the scene and called 911, Billy would most likely have frozen to death overnight. Jerald was a hero. A man who had never met this family gave Jerald tickets to a St. Louis Cardinals game because of his heroic actions. The story spread around the country, and the Green Bay Packers, they sent Jerald an autographed photo of his hero, Aaron Rodgers, along with a box full of official Packers gear. Jerald says that he doesn't think he's a hero. He says that anybody would have done the same thing. Brandy doesn't believe that's true, though. She knows her son's a hero. Had he not been so vigilant that day, Billy likely would have died. Jerald says he's just happy that he was paying attention when he was on the bus. Give Jerald a big thumbs up by clicking that like button. Also be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos.